What do you wish you wouldn't have wasted your money on that you could have put back into your business?
Jewelry and cars and partying. I mean, I was spending probably like 20, 30,000 a week partying. I mean, when you got that type of money, a lot of people don't understand. Like, you see 20,000 missing, you don't see it missing, and then you see another 20, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna put it back. Next thing you know, you spent $500,000, and you're like, all right, I gotta make the 500,000 up back. But truth be told, you ain't gonna make the 500 back unless you sit still and then come up with a plan that can do that. You can't continue to burn money if you're not making the money. And over the years, I learned that, residual income is everything for me.
So, and then not only that, but you have to prepare for the setbacks. You just recently had a setback too. You had to close your Atlanta location, which was your pride and joy. Tell me what happened.
Oh man, so that actually hurt me, but that's another obstacle of God got your back, because I lost a $2.3 million location. And that was the location that I worked my butt off to get out the gas station too. It was right across the street from Georgia State, prime real estate. And when the water main break, my adjusters, they was telling us, the location is like really bad, and we just made it a decision to move the location. But let me tell you, I was driving down the street. I see 13 all the time. That's just my number. I can't duck it. And it was on the 13th when I announced to Atlanta that we wasn't reopening that location, but I was driving and I seen the old Waffle House on Marietta Street. It was empty. And I couldn't believe it, because I'm like, wait a minute, this is prime real estate. What's going on here? And I called my president. I'm like, listen, call the leasing people. Like, I want this location. Like, I wasn't going to take no for an answer. That location kind of fought me to get in, but that location allowed me to understand how much I've been working personally outside the business, because that was the first location I had to afford without the company. And it's funny because one of the leaseholders on that location is on my old location, and I needed a co-signer back then. And that was like 6 years ago. And this time around, I was well over being financially stable and for this location personally. And it was a little dig where I said, I ain't Lord Derrick no more, it's the big D. So, you know what I'm saying? It was like that whole method of me just like understanding my growth over the years of me, just not getting tricked out of partying no more, wasting money. I look at people and I see people run into fresh success, and I be like, you'll lose it faster than you got it if you don't do it right, because you're looking at somebody at their second time being a millionaire. This is my second time at it. You don't get it again. So that lets me know that I'm special and I got something special and I'm pushing something forward.
But I feel like this newer generation now of entrepreneurs has something that I would say my generation didn't have, because the social media aspect of it. A lot of people are more outspoken about how to do business. And I feel like there are a lot more Black and brown people that are breaking that generational curse.
And I think it's because it's people like you. Like, you gotta think about it. Like, if you was growing up and you was looking at like you, AJ, Terrence, Taker, like all of these guys, like telling us the culture, showing us things, but now you giving us the culture side of it, but now we're like, okay, where's the ownership? We gotta have ownership in this. They making a bunch of money off of us, but where's our backing? I think now kids are understanding like, all right, the front end is cool, but what about the back end? Before, we weren't worried about the back end, because I say it like this. When you grow up in certain communities and you never had nothing, the first thing you get, you just excited to have that thing that happened to you. It's like a kid on Christmas when he got that toy and he don't want to share that toy with nobody else on the block because he been waiting to get this toy. That's the same thing with success. When you finally get a piece of it, you don't know how to adapt to it. You're just happy that you have it. And you don't even know the terms or why they gave it to you, what the back end looks like. Nowadays, people are like, okay, this is the contract, but like, what's going to happen after 3 years or something like that? What happens then? I think that's the big question now. We're worried about the back end, just not the front end.
Well, I think that also too is that before, with the front end, we needed to know somebody to bring us to that location. The middleman is now cut out.
Like, the middleman don't exist.
It don't even
AI cut the middleman out.
He helped us see
for real.
how it really is and how to do business. And I think that's what I appreciate about business now, is that you can have these conversations, because it's like people really want to know how to get out of their situations, how to break that, generational
And I will give
curse.
you a little insight. Like I tell people, like, if you don't have a good attorney, if you don't have a good accountant, AI services like ChatGPT, like all of these things, like it'll give you some insight on where to go. Like you can go back years ago to speak to your point, that wasn't out. AI wasn't out, the internet wasn't booming like it is, so the information was very tight, it was very gatekeep. Now there's no gatekeeping. So I tell people, like, it's okay to be an African American, but now we have to make less excuses on opportunity, because we have it in front of us. We know what's going on, but we just got to focus on the bigger picture, and that's like the ones that's in front of us that made it, you know, footprint for us to watch it, and we just got to follow the blueprint, and now we'll have the front end and the back end, and our kids will have it even more. That's the way I look at it.